I believe in industrial policy. That means the government works with the private sector. It does not mean that the government simply gives the private sector everything they want with no protection to the taxpayer. So if, as a result of these $53 billion in grants, these companies make money, that's good. That's good. But the taxpayers who helped invest in these new production facilities should be able to enjoy some of those profits as well and get some of that money returned to them.
Now, everybody, top economists and lawmakers are urging the Biden administration just to take executive action this month to provide millions of dollars in Americans' financial bank accounts, so Social Security recipients can finally expect to receive hundreds of dollars more in extra aid. In 2023, there are going to be new amounts of stimulus cash going to Social Security recipients, and they're still going to get a check a month, one time more per month in December. Those looking for exact dates and rolling out schedules, we got you all covered, because during the month of November, it was announced that a 2023 cost of living adjustment will be 8.7%. It's the most significant boost in the last 41 years, as the Social Security Administration has said this. However, the last payment of 2022 just is not going to reflect that modification. Folks who get this final payment of 2022 are still getting the 5.9% COLA, an adjustment that doesn't help seniors at all due to the 8% inflation that is hitting the country. December payments will roll out on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Wednesdays of the month, and it's been for the past year. Folks whose birth date falls between the 1st and 10th will get their first payment on December 14th, and the next two dates are on December 21. This will be the final amount with the old COLA percentage. Just keep in mind, folks, that the schedules for the new 2023 COLA checks will start rolling out during the final days of 2022. Folks who don't get their payment on the expected date are advised by the Social Security Administration to allow 3 additional mailing days before contacting the agency. Seniors who also qualify for the Ssdi program already got a payment in November after not getting one in October. The first checks, everybody, with the increased amount will come on the 11th, 18th, and 25th of January. Now, COLA increases are determined by the Consumer Price Index. It shows the year-over-year change in price for goods and services from July, August, and even September. The 2023 jump is one of the largest one-time increases since 1981, and it rose 11.2% from the 5.9% increase that took effect this year. And already, millions of student loan borrowers just continue to wait for the nation's highest court to decide if Joe Biden's debt relief can even move forward. That's despite dozens of legal experts, economists, and advocates laying out why it can and should be done. At the end of August, Biden announced a plan to forgive up to $20,000 in student loan debt, to people making under $125,000 a year. Its role has far been seamless, everybody. A number of conservative-backed lawsuits arose seeking to block the policy, and on the 14th of November, the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that the temporary pause it placed on the relief in October will remain in place indefinitely. The decision was in response to a lawsuit filed by 6 Republican-led states who argued that relief would hurt their state tax. Said that she expressed confidence that Biden administration will prevail, and she said, "We are confident in our legal standing to fight this battle." Now, Biden administration used the HEROES Act 2003 to authorize the broad student debt relief, and now that law gives the Education Secretary the ability to waive or modify student loan balances in connection with a national emergency, just like the crisis. But all of the conservative lawsuits seeking to block the relief have argued that the loan forgiveness is an overreach of the authority and should require congressional approval, while many Republican lawmakers have argued that Biden just cannot use the crisis as a reason to provide continued relief. Economists even wrote in their belief that the crisis alone is a reason to carry out student loan forgiveness. And I agree, stimulus checks need to be sent out.
I move to suspend the rules and pass S4052, the Early Hearing Detection and Intervention Act of 2022.
The clerk will report the title of the bill.
Senate 4052, an act to reauthorize a program for early detection, diagnosis, and treatment regarding deaf and hard of hearing newborns, infants, and young children, and for other purposes.
Pursuant to the rule, the gentleman from New Jersey, Mr. Pallone, and the gentleman from Pennsylvania, Mr. Joyce, each will control 20 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from New Jersey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I ask unanimous consent that all members may have 5 legislative days in which to revise and extend their remarks and include extraneous material on S4052.
Action.
And Mr. Speaker, I yield myself such time as I may consume.
The gentleman has the floor.
Today I rise in support of S4052, the Early Hearing Detection and Intervention Act, Last year, we passed the House version of this bill, H.R. 5561, which was sponsored by Health Subcommittee Ranking Member Guthrie and Representative Matsui, and I want to thank both of them for their leadership on this issue. Over the last 20 years, Mr. Speaker, we've been very successful in addressing one of the most common birth defects affecting America's children, congenital hearing loss. Children with this condition are born with hearing loss and are at risk for delays in speech, language, social, and emotional development. Fortunately, early detection and intervention is highly effective in preventing these adverse effects. Since 2000, Congress has passed and subsequently reauthorized early hearing detection and intervention programs, also known as EHDI programs. These programs support state and territory programs and systems of care to identify and support children who are deaf or hard of hearing. Thanks to these programs, early hearing loss screening, diagnosis, and treatment services have greatly increased over the last 2 decades. Now consider that before 1993, only 1 in 10 newborns were screened for hearing loss. Today, according to data from the Centers for Disease and Prevention, 90% of all infants
security, and people laughed it off. Oh, well, is that a serious issue? Is there really a connection there? And it's only been a few short years where people are, because of the extreme nature of it and the rapidity of the time that has passed in terms of the escalation of the issue, that people are finally understanding what you all have been working on for years.
There are some proposed changes to the next fourth stimulus package that Congress is debating right now. Economists and lawmakers have said this change might financially impact millions of people. The cost of gas is surging across the U.S., but drivers should not expect any action taken by the president. The White House is staring down a global energy crunch caused by domestic supply chains and energy commodities. Gas prices have blown past record after record in recent weeks. According to new data, the average gallon of gas in the United States hit around $4.06. Experts have told reporters that the United States has been experiencing high gas prices even before this year. After the scramble to bring down prices ahead of the midterm elections, the White House has reached out to the oil industry to inquire about reopening shuttered refineries. Experts say there is a small chance of that happening, and the Family Security Act proposed by Mitt Romney aims to cut child poverty by a third, by providing most parents with monthly payments of $350 for each child under 6. It is similar to the temporary monthly payments to working families under the American Rescue. While Romney's proposal is similar to the previous program in that it will offer monthly payments to most parents, it will replace the earned income tax credit that low and middle income working parents receive.
Years and years and years. So thank you for that, and to everyone here. So as many of you know, I am a daughter of California. And as a result, many things have probably flowed from that, pardon the pun, but one of them has been, I have been my entire life acutely aware of the reality of water scarcity.